Hey there, how's it going? Happy Thursday. What's up, Facebook and YouTube? My name is Alex Price. I am the Artistic Director of 574 Theater. Glad to be back for episode number 6 of House Party. I can't believe we've done 6 episodes already. It's going so fast. Time is going fast, even though it's moving so slow. And I feel like we can all relate to that somehow, even if it doesn't make sense at all. Anyway, I didn't rehearse my opening today, so there we have it. That's what I get. So anyway, some exciting news today to start off about COVID-19. States and the government are starting to make some plans to hopefully get things back open and running. If you're in Indiana, which I am, Governor Holcomb said today that he's hoping maybe early to mid-May, Indiana might see a reopening of the state and non-essential businesses to kind of start going through the phases that the federal government's lining up. So I'm really excited about that. There seems to be some light at the end of the tunnel, even though here in northern Indiana, we're supposed to get 4+ inches of snow tonight, and it's April 16th. That's really depressing. So I'm glad you're tuning in to House Party to cheer yourself up, so you don't have to think about all the snow we're going to get tonight, even though they said it's gonna melt very quickly. So really excited again to be here. Zach Gillis is our guest. We're going to bring him up here in a few minutes. I have a couple of announcements I want to go over, some really exciting things. One, remember, we're taking donations to support our artists for our 574 Theater Summer. You can do that by hitting the Donate Now button on the Facebook page, or you can go to 574theater.com/support. That's running at the bottom that you see right there. We have some new shows that we're going to be announcing, the guest on House Party and some different episodes that we're going to be doing. Been working hard on getting a lineup together to kind of launch past next week. Really excited for a few. So here's some of the things we have coming up. We'll be having It's a Wonderful Life, a live radio play reunion right here on House Party. If you didn't catch our Christmas show back in December of 2019, we did the radio play of It's a Wonderful Life, and we're going to have the whole cast back, I believe Sunday, May 3rd. And we're going to do a reading of the script with Foley sounds and all. We're really excited to do that. So a little Christmas in May. I think a little Christmas and It's a Wonderful Life is everything people can use right now to cheer us up. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be really exciting. Another episode we have coming up is a reunion of the cast from our very first production of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee that we did all the way back in 2018. Been working with cast members from that show to come back on the episode and talk to us about that and our very first show here at 574. So excited about that. Another one I'm very excited about is a South Bend Civic and Friends show. We're going to be hosting some guests from our friends over at South Bend Civic, and instead of raising funds for 574 Theater that night, we're going to be raising funds for our friends at South Bend Civic and all the awesome things that they are doing. So excited to have our friends from South Bend Civic on the episode at 574 Theater House Party. Another one I'm excited to announce is we're going to be having a reunion of our 2019 acting company, our 6 actors that were in our whole season last year. You've already seen a couple of them, Ethan Bingaman, who was on our first episode, and Nick Rogers, who was here the other night. They're all going to be back. Really excited to have them on the show coming up. So we have really exciting things coming up here on House Party. And don't forget about our plays. It's not in the house. I got confused with House Party. And it's Plays at Home. I had one job. Plays at Home is starting May 8th. This is our virtual new play festival where we're bringing in local actors and playwrights to read new plays from our local playwrights. We're really excited about it. May 8th is when that starts up. That'll be right here on our Facebook page. You'll be able to tune in to a live reading of a new script, and that's super exciting to me. I love doing work with new plays. So that's all the things we have coming up. So you can't miss it. You got to stay tuned to our Facebook. Stay tuned to our announcements and keep watching so you can get in on all of this theatrical fun. So our guest tonight is averagely talented, just all around average. That's really the only way I can describe him. I can see him backstage right now giving me a judgmental look, which I'm sure I'll get a lot of this evening. But in all seriousness, Zach Gillis is one of the most talented performers I've ever seen in my life, and he's also one of the most spectacular humans I've ever met. I'm very excited to have him on the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome to you Mr. Zach Gillis.
Hey, y'all.
Mr. Gillis, how's it going?
I'm hanging in there. Those are some very sweet words.
I started with average. I could only go up from there, and I had to go way up, so then you didn't hang up on me.
Garbage.
So, Zach, where are you quarantined? Where are you in the world?
Currently, where in the world is me? I'm on the east side of South Bend.
Okay.
So, at my house, my 2 housemates are inside.
Inside, where are you?
Huh?
Where are you if they're inside?
I'm in my garage.
It's like a whole white background. Is that the snow that's coming? It's just a
yeah, that's exactly what it is, because I would be just sitting outside.
You're basically Elsa.
In my Crocs. Yes, I have on Crocs.
You're basically Elsa right now.
Let it go.
Just let it go, man.
Let it go.
So you're on the east side of South Bend, living the dream in your garage, as we all are. How has COVID-19 affected you this far? What things have changed? What plans have changed? Anything canceled? Stuff like that?
Well, we have transitioned to working from home. A lot of our correspondents, I work at South Bend City Church. I love you too, baby. And, it's been interesting to just be in the living area at my home and having all of the Zoom meetings, because I'm a coffee shop kind of guy, and I just like to go. Y'all will see me in my laptop doing my work at any local coffee shop.
That's fair. I feel like I can normally walk into the General or Zen, and definitely you'll be there.
And I'll be there. I will definitely be there. So, it's just adjusting to a new normal. Thankfully, I'm still able to work. I was able to go to the space because we did an Easter film. So it was kind of nice to be there. And of course, practicing proper social distancing. I'm saving a lot of money. I didn't know how much I would go out and hang out until I checked my bank account. I was like, oh, okay. So this is what happens when you stay home. There were, oh Lord have mercy. There were, I'm losing my train of thought.
I know, I distracted you. I'm sorry.
Trash. There were, I got it back. No, there were times when I've cooked a lot. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to Boston at the end of this month. Me and my sister were planning a trip to see my family over there, my mother's side of our family. And it was like right before I was about to get the ticket, that's when, COVID-19 really hit. And they were like, oh, y'all can't go nowhere. And I was like, trash. So I'll see them in the summer. But I think that's the biggest thing that's been canceled.
Yeah. How many Netflix shows have you watched? Have you been binging anything?
I've watched The Tiger King.
Yeah, of course.
Just
Tom wants to hear your Boston accent.
My Boston accent, park the car and have it yard. Yeah.
So
I just remember, and that's what they sound like. My relatives, my Carroll family, my mother's name is Carol, and they would call my mother's name is Carla, like yours.
That's mine. Oh my gosh.
I know, mine is Carla with a C.
So is mine.
Yeah, and mine would be like, and they'd be like, Carla. And I'd be like, oh, okay. And they used to make fun of my accent because they called it Western, a bit country. Because instead of red, I would say red.
Red.
And they'd be like, what is that? But it's
getting all the compliments tonight. Amazing glasses.
Thank you. I love them.
I don't ever get this many compliments. What the heck? Anyway.
Well, maybe you do better with your life.
So when I got sick like that week, I watched Designated Survivor, which is 3 seasons in 1 weekend. Mm-hmm. And then I watched Madam Secretary, which is like 7 seasons in like a week. So that was pretty impressive, I think.
Have you watched Ozark?
I haven't. Should I put it on my list?
Watch it.
I just started watching Community. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I love Chevy Chase. So anyway.
I mean, I've seen Community, and I also have a weird penchant for docuseries based around prison.
Okay.
You
Very
know,
specific.
so like Beyond Scared Straight,
Yeah.
I would watch. There's a show called Babies Behind Bars.
Like infants?
Yeah, not because they committed crime, fool.
Like, dang, that's hardcore. You spit
Like
out.
a 6-month-old robbed a gas station. Get your life under control.
Can you imagine being held up by like a baby?
I can't. But I mean, it was great. It's this prison that's they will allow the inmates who are pregnant to come in, have their babies, and keep their babies there for the duration of their time in prison.
Huh. Interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've learned a little bit about you so far, that you have a Boston accent and you like shows about babies in prison.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit more about you, a brief summary of Zach Gillis.
Oh my gosh, a brief summary of Zach Gillis. Well, my mama was a teacher. My daddy is a preacher. I'm kind of a preacher now, which is super duper weird.
Yeah.
Like, my God, today, it's so weird. Like, it's weird. Like when people refer to me, oh yeah, this is Zach. He's one of our pastors. I'm like, oh, that is okay.
Double take what?
But yeah, I've been singing. Oh my goodness, I've been singing for a long time, about 25 years. Yes, the son of a preacher man, baby. I can reach you. I can reach you if you let me. But yeah, I had my first solo in church when I was 4. And then the gift started to develop. And then I think by the time I was around 13, that's when I started to direct choirs. And then directing like a gospel choir. Then by 15, I was directing the adults. And for a brief stint, I would play the piano and the organ.
That's impressive.
Well, I'm not that good. I mean, in gospel, everything is in thirds.
Well, that's nice.
So, you could definitely sort of pick it out, but there are people where you can just say, okay, put me in E flat, and then they'll play the whole daggone song.
Yeah, I can't do that.
E flat, I didn't get that cool yet. But, I used to work in higher ed as a student affairs professional.
He was one of my RDs.
I know.
I behaved most of the time.
Yeah, you didn't let me catch you. You didn't let me see.
That's fair.
I mean, I learned a lot. I learned a lot in that role. Yeah. Got some degrees and some letters behind my name, and it's a beautiful thing. The Lord is good.
For sure. Mm-hmm. All right, well, you're going to sing for us already. You're going to sing right out the gate.
I am.
What are you going to sing first?
I am going to sing Home from The Wiz.
I love it. I had to ask him which home, because there's like 1,000 songs in the musical theater canon with the name Home.
Bless his heart.
And this is definitely the best one, so I'll give you that.
Okay, thanks for that.
You're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Zach's going to sing Home from The Wiz. Again, if you like what you hear, consider donating to our Artists of 5 Cent for Theater. Zach, you ready, friend?
I am.
Take it away.
Think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. When that makes the tall grass bend into leaning, suddenly the snowflakes that fall have a meaning. Sprinkling the scene makes it all clear. There's a chance for me to go back there now that I have some direction. It would sure be nice to be back home where there's love and affection. And just maybe I can convince time to slow up, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. Time, be my friend. Let me start again. Suddenly my world has gone and changed its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have had my mind spin around in space, and yet I watched it growing. Oh, if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know if we should believe in the things that we see. Tell us, should we run away? Should we try and stay? Or would it be better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy, but it taught me to love. So it's real to me, and I've learned that we must look inside our hearts to find a world full of love like yours, like mine, like
Yes. So good.
Did y'all like it?
I mean, I probably could have sang it better, but it was fine. That was a lie.
Sitting down.
Yeah, that's fair. That was great. I love that song. I love that show. We were talking pre-show that Ease On Down the Road is my jam.
Come on, man.
She's not crying.
I love you, girl.
Just wait till her second song. Oh my gosh, then you'll be crying. This is one of your roommates, right?
No, Thomas is just one of my dear friends. Hi, Brittany.
My bad.
Yeah. It's fine. No,
Anyway.
I call Thomas Brittany. He calls me Aretha.
That's fair.
Because those are our queens.
He did say earlier. Yes, Diana Ross.
Well, you know, Quincy Jones, sort of reworked the composing of it. And Diana Ross was Dorothy in the motion picture.
Right.
Stephanie Mills was the original Dorothy by Charlie Smalls. Hi, Stephen.
Stephen will be on our, I think.
He should be.
Reply to our email about being on our Putnam reunion. Get on it, man.
Yeah, get your line.
Nice. Okay, so again, I don't have really good segues this week. I was doing really well in our first couple episodes, and I just lost it.
Get him now.
Let's talk about your theater journey and how you got started in the world of theater and on the theatrical stage. How did you get started in the theater world?
Well, I actually started acting in high school. Actually, my very, very first thing was when I was in 7th grade. And I didn't audition for this show, but I was the assistant props master. And yeah, it was great. It was great. It was a blast. Yeah. But, my sophomore year of high school, I hit the stage, and the very first straight play that I was in was Arsenic and Old Lace.
That's a weird show.
It is so strange. But I played Officer O'Hara.
Okay.
So I didn't come in until around Act 2.
That's always
And then
nice.
I think, huh?
That's always so nice. You
I
know,
mean,
just like chill out and never come on until the very end.
it was so great. And then I remember like my first line, I had to open up the door.
Yeah.
And I was like, hello, Miss Abby. And then everybody was like, ah! And I think that is when I'm like, okay, I actually really, really love this. It was like a high, it was an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
And I just enjoyed making people laugh and making people feel better. So, since then, I did some more shows, Simon, I did some Moliere. And then I went to Bethel. And that's when I was in my first musical, and that was Cinderella. I was the Lion of the Royal Stuart.
I love the song that he sings.
Huh?
I love the song he sings, and I'm trying to remember it now, and he's like,
The prince is giving a ball.
Yeah.
The prince is giving a ball.
Take it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So first musical was Cinderella.
Yes. That was my first one. And then of course, like being in opera workshop and things and being classically trained by the late, great Dr. Derek Allen Pinnock Sr., I would be in different shows and do pieces from Engelbert Humperdinck's Hansel and Gretel. I was a part of Rob Rhine's infamous, amazing operatic irregulars. So I did some Debussy and I did some Jean-Jacques Rousseau and then I did some Verdi and stuff. So, I mean, it just ran the gamut. If it wasn't musical theater, it was operatic. It was great. I loved it.
So is Cinderella the only musical you did at Bethel then?
Yes, it was. That was the only one I did. The one after that was Little Women, and they only had one tenor role, and it was set in America in the 1800s. So, if you know your history, Alita Man would look like me, which we'll get to later.
We will get to later. On the pick. We have. Please, I wish.
Let me tell you, that's one of my dream roles. You want to know what? That is one of my dream roles because when I saw the Billy Porter, who was like my uncle in my head, I love her. Like, when they said Billy Porter was going to be the fairy godmother, I was like, stop. I want to do it. I want to do it. And then I saw my girl Whitney Houston do it.
Yeah.
For that televised version of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. Did you see that?
I don't think I've seen that one. No. I know. I saw the last national tour of Cinderella. My favorite moments of the show when they did like the reveal of the fairy godmother. So when one day I direct that, you can see the fairy godmother. I will recast that right now, and I don't even care.
I just want to sing Impossible.
It's a great song. It's a really great score, surprisingly. Like, not a big Rodgers and Hammerstein fan, but I love the music to that show.
I do appreciate that, yeah. And Boys and Girls Like You and Me is my jam. They have tasty chords in there.
Yeah, I love 10 Minutes Ago. Great duet. All right, so, and then since Bethel, I guess, what, you've done, well, we'll get into that later. Have you done anything else, like, other than 574 stuff since then, like, musical-wise?
Not really. Honestly, not really. Yeah, that's the only stage I've really been on. Now, there are folks that'll be like, hey, do an audition for this show? And with the amount of time like a show has,
yeah.
I have a tendency to stretch myself too thin. So I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm just going to limit myself to a show, a season.
Just my shows, basically.
What'd you say?
Just my shows. Basically.
Yeah, just Alex's shows, but
strictly. You want to come play Annie?
Absolutely not. You is doing that.
Can you be Miss Hannigan? Because that'd be amazing.
Miss Hannigan? Aw, I would have to be mean.
Well, Zach,
I am nice. Y'all tell I'm nice. I'm sweet.
Not to me. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you ready for our first game?
Ready for okay, yes, I'm ready.
Tonight. We're going to only play one game. And for Mean to Me, I changed all of the lyrics, and they're way harder now. Just kidding. All right, so our game we're going to play tonight is Finish That Lyric.
I'm ready.
I'm going to put up lyrics on the screen. It's going to have blanks in there, and you got to fill in the blank. Bonus point if you can guess the song name and what show it's from.
Okay.
You're out there watching in the world of Facebook, whatever you want to call it. My gosh, I felt really old right there.
You did, and I'm older than you, so get your.
Really embarrassing, but there was a thing on Twitter that I guess was a meme, and I didn't know it, and it was political, and I'm like, this is so stupid and it's so false. And somebody was like, Alex, it's a meme. And I just felt very behind the times and very old. Anyway, if you're out there in the world, comment what you think your answer is and see if you can beat Zach. It'll be a good time. All right, you ready for the fun?
I'm ready. Estoy listo. Estoy listo.
And don't answer right away because we'll give everybody else some time to get it. There's quite a lag. All right, here we go. Blank, silent, and blank.
Think of me, think of me. Oh, wait.
Aha!
Think of me, you sneaky mom.
Again, if you know the answer out there, hit it in the comment section. We'll give it a couple more seconds here.
Something. I don't think of me fondly when we say goodbye. Think of me, always promise me you'll try. Why couldn't you choose one of those? I know it's from Phantom.
You got that right. All right, let's get the answer up. Are you ready?
What is it?
Think of me waking.
What the heck?
And resigned. I thought about doing one of the first ones, but I'm like, everybody knows that. We're gonna go down into the meat of the song, the chunk of the song.
You know what? I can't stand you.
All right, you're 0 for 1, man.
You got me. No, I get 0.5.
Okay.
You said I get a little point.
You got some bonus. All right, here we go. Next one. You ready? Everything blank in America for a small blank in America.
I don't know what that is. Everything open in America for a small price in America. I don't know.
That's one of them, but that's not this one.
What?
That's one of them, but it's not this one. Those words are in the song, but I don't know if it lines up quite right. Here, I thought I made them easy.
You didn't. No, because you decided you wanted to go to the meat of the song.
That's that's me. So we're putting a little bit of me in there today.
Well, bless your heart.
All right, you ready? Can you get it?
No, I can't. I'm stumped.
Everything free in America for a small fee. We're really close. All right, now if you can't get this next one, you're fired.
Okay, well, you can't fire me. I don't know this one.
You don't know.
Da-na-na-na, you want to do the intro? Da-na-na-na. It says snow in winter, the warmth to swell the gray. You want me to keep going?
Well, I mean, you got it now.
Yeah. Ooh, and the sunshine, the soft, refreshing, the spring and the sunshine, the springtime and the sunshine, and soft, refreshing, no rain. It's been since October. I really want to thank you, Lord. All the gifts from Godspell.
It's true. John, don't you dare lower that key.
I really want to thank you, Lord. I think that one is right.
The snow in winter. The breezes.
The breezes.
Springtime.
You know, springtime.
For Hitler. Is that what you were singing? Or younger than springtime, am I?
No, not that. The first one.
Okay.
I get a 0.5 for that.
Well, you got 2 of the 3 right in that one. So
okay, so that's
25%. You're not doing hot. This is like a test score of mine in math class.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's the next one. And the last one. This is the last one.
I'm gonna be the main event that no king was before. I'm walking up and looking down. I'm working on my role.
You got that one.
Well, brushing up, walking up. Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
We were talking about pre-show that I got to see it here in South Bend.
I
And I did not. And, a lot of people didn't. It's really sad. Yeah, it was a great show, and I had never seen it before. And it was just like, it was one of those moments that it was just like, this is why I'm doing theater. And I literally sobbed at the opening. The opening number was so beautiful. Oh man, it was worth the money.
I would probably have the same reaction.
Yeah, I mean, I was in awe. Well, Disney, so it's like Disney theatricals, not to hate, but it's just like sometimes they leave a little bit more to be.
I know, it's nostalgic. It's
Newsies was the first show I saw on Broadway, and that
what was
Newsies?
Oh, carrying the banner through it.
Yeah, so like that opening number, like when they all started. Nick says an audience request for Shadowland. Close. We'll get there.
Right here.
So let's talk about your time with 574.
Yes.
You briefly mentioned you played Mitch Mahoney in the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, and you were yourself in Godspell.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Putnam. How was that process for you? What was that like playing that role?
Oh my gosh, it was a blast. I love being Mitch Mahoney. Hell. I remember I couldn't make it to the audition. So you're just like, just send me a video of you singing. And that's what I did. And it was like.
We never really worked together before that.
No.
Not in like a theater setting.
No, we hadn't. We hadn't at all. And I had a blast. I mean, just mainly because of everyone that I got to work with and everybody that I was able to meet. It was amazing to be a part of a cast who pulled their weight and who did their work.
Yeah.
And we just played off of each other and things like that. And then, of course, just at the end of every show, we just love each other so much, and we still do. I still miss it. It definitely has some bops.
Well, like the "I Love You" song, which is like it's Olive and her parents, and Zach, Olive's dad. Taylor Henderson was the mom, and then Michelle was Olive. I think that'll be one of the last things I think of when I'm about to die. We'll be like you three singing that song.
Stop.
Amazing. It was one of it was just one of those moments of this is why we do it right here in this moment.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it was a fun song to sing, and I was able to channel some of my relatives with Mitchell Mahoney. I had to channel my cousins. I had to get in my gangster.
So if you didn't see the show out there, Mitch Mahoney is what is he?
He's the comfort keeper.
Comfort counselor.
Comfort counselor.
Yeah. So
this is a business, but yeah.
He's supposed to comfort the kids when they lose. And the backstory of this character is basically almost like he just got out of prison, isn't it? Something like that, pretty much.
Stereotypical.
And so the way that I decided to block it was that we had a really small stage, and with colors up there, we were moving out of the room. I'm like, Zach, you're going to sit in the front row with the audience. So how was that for you? You were literally side by side of actual just audience members and getting to interact with them. So how was that experience?
I loved it. I had to get to a point where I actually paid attention to what was going on because, I would get in side conversations and be like, I don't think she's going to get this right. I think she will. I said, listen to him. Just having a little banter back and forth. And then, luckily I didn't get anyone who was sort of like a stick in the mud and didn't say anything. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I do miss that show. And I think about it
quite often. It was such a great show to start our company on, and it was just like we said, the cast was just perfect. Everybody really pulled their weight and was really into their roles.
Yeah.
In the same way, I felt like was Godspell last fall, which you were also a part of. What was your solo song? Well, we talked about it earlier. All Good Gifts, yeah.
Yeah, I sang All Good Gifts, and then I did Turn Back Old Man.
That's right.
It was great to be seductive in that particular song, but you know what? Like, I was sick up until opening night.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm telling you vocal rest and ginger tea and honey and lemon and prayer. Oh my gosh. When I grabbed that mic and it came out, I was like, oh yeah. But it was such a great show. I loved it.
We had a lot of people in the cast that got sick. Like the week leading up, Asha, there's quite a few people that were not terrible time. Yeah. Maybe you all had COVID-19, but you didn't know it.
I kind of hope so I did.
You guys were coughing up lungs and it was bad.
Oh, it was so bad. I couldn't hear my high notes, but then
we got there. The adrenaline gets you there, and then you can't sing for a couple months after, but it's all worth it.
And that is exactly right. I had about a week of okay time, a week and a half, a rest, and then I got sick again.
That's how it goes.
It was a mess. But yeah, I did love Godspell, love the message. And meeting new people, it was absolutely fantastic. And that's exactly what it was, Nick. Baby.
I don't like joking about that right now. I feel really bad.
No, but it was really good. It was good because my people came and saw it, and they still talk about how great it was. So.
Yeah, and for me, it was a weird show. It was the second time I directed it in a span of 2 years. And I felt like we had really two different productions. You saw the first one I did. That was a huge challenge for me, and you guys all made it really easy. Fun fact: we planned on doing it at a different location outside in a courtyard.
We sure did.
In the round, and about a week and a half out of show, we found out we couldn't be there anymore, and we had to move it to Leg Lab. So we had to block the entire show a week and a half out, and oh my gosh,
it was a lot. It was a lot. I'm thankful that my character in Godspell was a little simple and a little dense. I mean, I couldn't just act completely clueless, but if I flubbed, I'd just be like, that was a character choice.
That's what you got to do, though. Nobody knows. So we talked a little bit earlier about The Wiz.
Yeah.
And we now get to the segment of your favorite musical. Talk to me about why The Wiz is your favorite musical.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, The Wiz was sort of my first introduction. It was my first introduction of seeing Black people on stage. I remember the very first musical that I had ever seen, it was televised. It was a televised version of Gypsy with Rosalind Russell as Rose. Everything's coming up.
Another role you need to play.
And daffodils. And I was like, sing, girl. I couldn't get the notes, y'all. I'm gonna have to hike it up. But when I saw The Wiz, of course, I saw the movie version, and then I found out that it was a show. I was like, oh my gosh, look at these people looking like me, being great and being wonderful and being fantastic. It made me look at it and say, I think I might want to do that one day as well. And then it all kind of went full circle when this was about 5 or 6 years ago. I was at the South Bend Civic, and I was assistant musical director for their production of The Wiz. So it made me fall in love with it all over again. It's a lot of sentimental value behind that show for me. So that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, I love that. I think that so many people have that first musical, that got them hooked. Stories. So you're going to sing again.
I am.
And I'm so excited for this one. He sang it pre-show, and I was over here softly crying. First, I want to thank Beth Gomez for donating to our Fund for Artists. So thank you so much. Again, we are raising money for our actors. So you can either go to 574theater.com/support and donate through PayPal, or you can hit that donate now button on Facebook. But now, Zach, what are you going to be singing for us as your second song?
I'm going to be singing Somewhere from West Side Story.
Love this song. It's one of my favorites. Still bitter they cut it from the current revival on Broadway. All right. Are you ready?
I am.
Take it away. This is Somewhere from West Side Story by Zach Gillis.
There's a place for us somewhere, a place for us, peace and quiet and open air wait for us somewhere. There's a time for us. Someday there'll be a time for us. Time together with time to spare. Time to learn and time to care. Someday, somewhere, we'll find a new way of living. We'll find there's a way of forgiving. Somewhere. There's a place for us, a time and place for us. Hold my hand and we're halfway there. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. Somehow, someday, somewhere,
She's got nothing. So good, man. Gosh, that's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That song normally gets me choked up. Like, even when someone bad is singing it, you know, but like when someone as good as you sings that like that, man.
You're nice.
Nick says he did not give you permission to make him emotional.
I love you.
So good. Man, I love that song and I love that message. I think it's really poignant today for so many reasons.
It is.
And I think it's a great segue into our next topic.
I agree.
Which we've had a lot of discussions before. I've been in some academic classes before where we've had these discussions, where you've been leading these discussions. And I think you are a leader of these discussions in our community. And that's talking about race and theater in our community and how that looks and how we improve. There's obviously a lot of work to be done. So I would love to hear just some of your thoughts of kind of how you think we're doing in 2020 and ways we can be doing better on that representation.
Well, I mean, there's this old saying that goes, we're not where we used to be, but we're still not where we ought to be. And I mean, with that being said, with the cautious optimism, about the future of theater. It's been fantastic just to see other theater artists notice that and create some works for folks to do. Like, I mean, Lin-Manuel Miranda, the Hamilton, like that right there was just a big old backhand slap to the cheek. To those who only created shows for people who looked a certain way or were a certain color. I do think of those shows like The Wiz and shows like Ragtime and Porgy and Bess. I mean, and even going through straight plays, like A Raisin in the Sun. There were these playwrights that didn't see themselves reflected on that stage other than a caricature or other than the villain, the idiot, or the comic relief. So when you go back into the history of theater, particularly in this country, it's been really cool to see the development of it. But we definitely still got some more work to do.
Yeah. So what are, if you want to answer, if not, it's okay. What are some ways that you feel like, you maybe been affected by this topic in a negative way when it comes to casting on that side of the table, where things just didn't go fair and you felt like it wasn't because it was talent?
Yeah, it happened my junior year because I had mentioned Little Women, and there was only the one tenor role, and I wasn't able to get it because they wanted to stick to the integrity of the show. I mean, at the end of the day, I was like, all right. Nothing against the person who they had chosen because, he's great singer. He's pretty awesome guy. But he was a freshman at the time, and he was a little green to the stage. And at that point, it was like, he was shorter than I was. We both were stocky men. And I was like going through my head, like, what are the things that I'm missing here? What are the things that I'm not really seeing? And then I was like, oh, I'm Black. And if they're going to stick to the integrity of the show, I will be a slave during that time, not Joe's love interest. And I think that was sort of like a bit of a punch to the gut for me at that age, because I was just like, oh, I thought if I just got up here and auditioned and I, sang and did things well, that I would just get the part. But I would hear, friends say like, they better stick to the integrity of the show, giving me a side eye, like, I did end up getting a part, but I had to be that person, and I was like, I don't want it. I was like, I don't want that part. Give it to somebody else. But yeah, like that really hit me hard back then. But being a part of operatic irregulars and opera workshop and stuff, I knew that I got those particular roles solely based on my talent and the fact that there was not a tenor that could hit a high B flat like I could. So, and I don't say that braggadociously.
No.
Linux had to whip me into shape in order to do that. It takes a lot of work to hit it correctly. But, that was sort of the shiny spot. I know that if had I not had that particular avenue to perform in, then I would be totally discouraged. Like I said, I didn't ever want to be in another musical ever again. I was pressed. But now as an adult, it's cool that it's all come full circle because I'm able to come back and guest lecture and talk about that. Yeah. And really get into the nitty gritty of what, I don't even know if people say colorblind casting anymore because, and I have a problem with the word colorblind because I believe that my color is wonderful, it's beautiful. Being Black is amazing. And, I love my culture, borderline ethnocentric. But I don't want someone to be like, oh no, I'm not gonna notice your color. I'm like, no, I want you to see every piece of me. It's the first thing you see is the color of my skin. I forgot the term for it. But anyway, in an audition, just turn your back and listen to the voice and see if it makes sense. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When I was asking some other theater professionals about it, like, break this down. How would you do this? So yeah. That's the gist. That's the gist. It was.
Thanks for sharing that.
Of course.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, we've had many conversations about this, and I think what I've gathered as a very average, privileged white man, when I'm on the casting side of the table, whoever's the most talented wins the day. Mm-hmm. Nothing else matters. I mean, and I think it goes even farther than race. It's more of body type and hair color, and you look at Broadway and it's so cutthroat of you're talking about the replacement for Glinda on Wicked. You have to have this waist size. The dress already made, and it's crazy. Is that we're such an accepting profession in theater, but are we? Where are we?
Yeah.
And I feel like we have a lot of work to do still.
I totally concur. And it was kind of reassuring when I heard through the grapevine that, and that's been, oh my gosh, that's been almost 10 years ago or 9 years ago, almost a decade ago, that listen. Let me tell you, I told people the alternative to getting older is being in the ground, honey. So, I'm breathing, praise God. But yeah, it was really reassuring to hear some of my old professors say, yeah, we kind of screwed you over. And I was like, well, I mean, it's fine now. It's good. But it's fine now. Now, we're in a position where we can teach folks how not to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, that's great. And talk of segue. I mean, we were going to go into theater gone wrong stories. That is a theater gone wrong story. But let's talk more of
oh my God.
I got jokes. Theater gone wrong stories. What do you got? When has there been a moment when you've been on stage and things have just gone awry and you had to keep going?
So I think of Cinderella. I remember, and thank God. I mean, it was during Tech Week, but Tech Week still, you want to be on your P's and Q's for that.
Yeah. I
had gone downstairs prematurely.
Uh-oh.
And I forgot that I had a section. And I was just sitting down there chilling, sang the song, went downstairs. And I'm just talking yeah, I'm all set, I'm good, until it's time for the ball. Y'all, I heard someone say, where's Zach? And they're like, Zach, you still have a part. So I was like, oh! So I ran upstairs. And I said my 2-3 line. And then Richard was like, Zach.
Richard was the director.
Yes, he's like, Zach, your master kill. I was like, it will never happen again, Richard. Never.
I've missed my cue once in my performing life.
Did you? What'd you do?
I was, the scene ended and I went off and did a costume change. And I forgot I was still in the scene after that. It was like an office scene. So I came in, just acted like I was late to work, And it's just so
you had to play that off.
I just snuck right in there. But I was sitting backstage. I'm like, man, where is everybody? Oh, crap. Just the sprint. Yeah.
That is where you need to be. Yeah, Cinderella had there was at one point where our mics went out. So we had to do the whole ball dance sequence over again. Because somebody from the audience was like, we can't hear!
Wait, in a public performance?
In a public performance. We were mortified. I was mortified. With what we found.
So you did like the rewind from Hamilton and Satisfied, and you all went backwards and like did it again.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did. I think somebody with a soothing voice, I think it was Tim Madison, was like, "Everyone, we are experiencing some technical difficulties. We will be back with a repeat of the end of the first act," or whatever. I don't know what he said. But we were like, "Oh, we gotta do this again." And I felt so bad for the ladies because they had these big old beignets sticking out, and it was hot, and they had on these wigs, and I had on a wig. And it was definitely a memorable performance.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been anything like that. I don't think I've been in a live performance where we had to stop, actually.
We had to stop.
That's
right. It was just once.
Any other theater gone wrong stories that you want to share?
Oh my gosh.
You don't have to. Just in case. Speak now for a hold your peace.
I can't really think of any. Oh, yeah. There was one instance in high school where I broke character and started laughing. I was like, it was this show called A Night at the Theater, and the actors were sitting in the audience, pretty much being the peanut gallery for this production of Hamlet. And I got to pantomime Hamlet's mother.
Oh.
So I had on a gown and a wig and makeup, all that kind of stuff, clean shaven. And then Hamlet was, like pushing me and like pantomiming, like you. And I just put my hand over my mouth and I just started cracking. I started cracking up, and they were like, "Great job, Zach. Way to break your character."
I've done that a couple times too.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, that's fair. So, some other things you do. You're also on the board for 574 Theater.
I am.
Is that your favorite thing to do ever?
I do enjoy my time on the board, and I mean, it kind of means that I'm like sort of your boss. So
you could vote to fire me. That's true.
I definitely could.
All right. So that's the rest of our episode. And then you're on a couple other boards, right?
I am. I'm on the board of directors of a nonprofit organization in Goshen called You Lead. And You Lead is, like I said, nonprofit that uses experiential learning to teach different people about servant leadership.
Awesome.
So a lot of team building things, like low ropes courses. It's really, really cool. I love it. I love it. And I'm also on the board of directors at the LGBTQ Center.
Nice.
Which has been absolutely positively fantastic. We've had to cancel all of our events, just due to COVID and things like that, but we'd rather have everybody safe. That's definitely something that I'm proud of, just to be a part of, just to represent every aspect of who I am as a person. I'm able to, be in my Blackness and be in my queerness. And even be true to myself as far as my faith goes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we all are in it together, and it's really cool, just to be a part of something that betters the community. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snaps.
Snaps all around.
So the big question, every guest.
We're running out of time.
What? Who's running out of time? We? Us?
Yeah.
No, we're not. We got plenty of time.
Oh, okay.
We got as much time. We're here all night. We're here until my bedtime. You're gone.
Okay, go ahead. I'm ready.
What does theater mean to you?
Wow. Theater to me. Goodness. Theater is a part of who I am. It helped, like it was a place where I found different aspects, different gifts that I hadn't really tapped into yet. Yeah, theater is a part of Zach Gillis, which is pretty deep. when I think about it, I have experienced some of my best moments, some of my most memorable moments on a stage. You know, it's a way to tell a story to people. It's a way to make people feel good. You know, yeah, it's a way to serve. It's a way to put smiles on people's faces. It's theater is so much deeper than just, oh, we're going to get on the stage and perform. It's not just something you do. I feel like that once you really put yourself in it, it's essentially part of who you are. And, you know, it's also a place where I give people glimpses into my soul where only God dwells. You know, like you are saying a special sacred piece of me whenever I part my lips to sing, or whenever, you know, I say a line snidely or crack a joke or whatever. You know, that's a sacred part of me.
Yeah.
In the words of Erykah Badu, not many people know who she is, but she says, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish. You know, and that's what theater has been to me. It's been an outlet. It's been sanity for me. It's taught me work ethic. Like, dang, theater has played an impact on my life.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. So I mean, I guess just to sum it all up, what theater means to me is that theater is a part of me as a person, and it's an incredible and beautiful thing.
Yeah. Theater is serving. That's what really stuck out to me. I really like
It
that.
is. It's serving.
Yeah, I love that.
Mhm.
Well, like you said, we're getting there to the end, so we're gonna sing your last and final song for us this evening. What are you gonna end the night with? A whiskey?
What did you just say?
So what are you gonna end the night with? Like a nightcap? Get it? Like,
You know, oh, whiskey is what you said. Yeah, neat.
I'm not man enough for that. I can't do it.
No,
I gotta have mine with something.
get it together.
I know, I'm trying.
Get it together. It'll happen. No,
I'm
but
25 in 2 weeks, so maybe it'll happen then.
25.
I'm in a life crisis. I'm getting a bunch of gray hair. I can't deal.
Really? Oh my gosh.
That's, I think, from like running a company. I didn't have gray hair until we started 574 Theater. And
You
most of
know-
it came during Into the Woods.
You right. 25, yeah. I mean, the quarter-life crisis. Quarter-life crisis is the thing. Woo. When I was that age, I got a nose ring and came out to my parents. I was like,
One of those might happen to me, and the other might not.
you're going to get a nose ring. I'm like, that quarter life is real. Woo.
All right. So, anyways, back to the subject. What are you gonna sing for us?
I am going to sing "He Lives in You" from The Lion King.
From The Lion King. See, Nick, you said Shadowland earlier. You were close, but we're gonna do "He Lives in You" instead. So,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen, this is Zach Gillis singing his last song of the evening from The Lion King. If you like what you hear, consider donating to our artists for the summer. Zach, take it away, friend.
All right. Night and the spirit of life calling my life, and the voice with the fear of a child answer. Oh, my beloved. So wait, there's no mountain too great. Hear the word and have faith. Have faith. He lives in you. He lives in me. He watches over everything we see. Into the water, into the truth, in your reflection, he lives in you. He lives in you. He lives in me. He watches over everything we see. Into the water, into the truth, in your reflection, he lives in you. He lives in you. Oh, my love. So wait, there's no mountain too great. Hear the words and have faith. Have faith. Oh, he lives in you. He lives in me. He watches over everything we see. Into the water, into the truth, in your reflection, he lives in you. Oh, he lives in you. Oh, he watches over everything into the truth. In your, oh, he lives in you. He lives in you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Was that good?
Yeah, it was really good.
Thank you.
That'd be a great role for you to play someday.
It will be.
Like one day when the rights come out, never to Lion King.
Chile.
Well, Zachary Gillis, it's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure. I feel so bad for my neighbors because we're in a townhouse. They're getting turn their music up, and I'm like, sorry, y'all.
That's funny.
I mean, either way, they're gonna hear this mouth. So
that's hilarious. Well, you'll be back with us in about 2 weeks.
I will.
Jack's gonna come back as our 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Reunion happens on House Party. So we look forward to having you back, friend.
Life is random and unfair. Sing it.
Life is bad.
That's the reason we care. Yes. Oh, that was my jam.
All right, Zach, have a great night.
You too, Alex.
Thank you for being here with us and giving up your time. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks y'all for having me. I love y'all.
We love you too,
So
Zach.
much. I love you.
Bye, Zachary.
Bye, 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 bye. Bye, y'all.
Zach Gillis, everybody, so amazing. We're so glad to have him on and part of our 574 Theater family. We're going to take 2 days off, tomorrow and Saturday night off, and we will be back Sunday evening at 8 p.m. with Braden Allison, who was Jack in Into the Woods last summer and also played our Jesus in Godspell. We're excited to have Braden on Sunday at 8 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all those who donated. Keep in mind your artists, not only at 574 Theater, but all of the other theater companies here in town. We look forward to seeing you Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Have a great night.